If your reserve parachute doesn't work, the procedure is basically you're gonna hand salute the world and you're gonna hit the dirt because you're gonna die. Hi, this is Jocko Willink and this is The Breakdown. This is the movie Navy SEALs.
What's our altitude?
It's about 30,000. It's 6 miles up.
Halo jump is high altitude, low opening. You skydive through the radar so they don't see you. You go at such a high altitude that they can't pick you up, and then you open your parachute at a low altitude where the radar is ineffective. It allows you to get in without being detected. Halo jumping is fun. So if you're just training, you're gonna have a good time. If it's night combat equipment halo jump, there's gonna be a little bit more intensity in the situation, but if it's just a fun free fall that you're doing during the day for good times, everyone will have a good attitude and be having fun with it. Let's go back. Loading magazines, that's pretty unrealistic. You should have your gear prepped prior to the jump procedures.
45 minutes at the beach landing site!
That's one thing they usually miss in military movies is in a helicopter or in an aircraft. It's so loud in there, you can't just be having a normal conversation. You gotta yell and scream at each other or write stuff down or use hand and arm signals. You know how much time? 30 seconds means you're 30 seconds from going out.
What's a minute?
This right here. Super complex.
6 minutes!
If you have a long flight, sure, somebody might be reading a book, why not? Almost every mission that I went on was in a vehicle. And in a vehicle, we weren't reading books because when you're in a vehicle outside the wire, then you have to be paying attention for ambushes and whatnot. Outside the wire just means wherever you're stationed, you have a perimeter, and the perimeter's got, a wall around it. There's barbed wire on the wall, barbed wire, so therefore, we're inside the wire, and then the enemy is outside the wire. C-130 is the actual transport plane that the military used for decades, and now we have newer planes, but I think this film is from 1990, and it's probably pretty accurate that a C-130 would be used. The C in C-130 is designated as a cargo plane. People think that it's bad flying in a cargo plane. It's actually awesome. And people string up hammocks and put down ground pads and get in sleeping bags, and it's like time travel because you just go to sleep and you wake up and you're at your destination. I actually enjoyed traveling in cargo planes. Good times. Let me fast forward a bit. When you jump out of an airplane, you're gonna have an altimeter, which is gonna tell you what your altitude is. You're gonna have a parachute, and in this particular one where they're jumping above 13,000 feet, you need oxygen, so they have oxygen on. It's just an oxygen mask. They're gonna depressurize the cabin so that they can open up, and that way you're not breathing that thin air. That's why they need to put those oxygen masks on.
Jesus, Dane, who the packed your chute? It doesn't look good. I wouldn't jump it if I were you.